morning. Welcome to Caffeinate Your Career. Today's topic, who is a job search expert? I'm your host, the career coach with the most, Jason Hopper. I wanted to do this episode of the podcast. This keeps coming up, actually, quite a bit, let's just start with this. And I say this all the time. Job search is hard. And I think it's a great idea to get some assistance with your job search. But I also think it's a good idea to make sure that you are vetting the person that is trying to give you advice or help you out. This is coming up quite a bit. Like I said, seems like everybody is all of a sudden a job search expert. And let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to talk and make sure that we are live, and it looks like we are. And if you're in the chat, you got questions, I will try to do my best to monitor that chat. So, who's a job search expert? I get told a lot, from clients, or I see it on LinkedIn where people are like, I was told by my friend she got a job because she did whatever, right? I always like this one, right? My mom said, I'm like, your mom's been retired for 10 years and has absolutely no idea what's going on in the job search landscape today. Stop listening to your mom. Start listening to me, right? I think it's always a great idea before you jump into any situation to make sure that you check the person out, right? I always love the quote by Gary Vaynerchuk, which is, always pay attention to the person giving the advice, not the advice. Because if the person that's telling you what they think you should be doing has been employed for quite some time, that might not be the right person you want to listen to. So vet the person that is trying to help you out. Look at their LinkedIn, right? Do they have any recommendations? By the way, if I've provided any value to you and you want to leave me a recommendation, I would greatly love that. But also too, do they have content? Are they posting stuff? Do they actually know what they're talking about? That's really kind of the hardest part of determining who to listen to and who not to listen to. Now, we're going to start with me. Okay. This podcast isn't about me, but it is my podcast, so we're going to do what I want to do. So I'm a career coach. I'm actually a certified career coach. I have been a job coach, career coach for about 12 years now. I like to help clients out in the following areas. Here's where I'm an expert, right? Job search strategy. I help my clients come up with a unique plan that's going to fit their job search goals. Interview technique. I help clients create achievement stories. We time them out to make sure that they're not talking too much. And we want to create those stories that evoke emotion, because that's what the employer is going to remember. Resume review. I am not a resume writer. I will not write resumes for you. But I love to wordsmith, and I will wordsmith your resume all day long. I love doing it. And we're going to do it in such a way where we are going to show those achievements and quantify results. That's what employers are looking for today. LinkedIn. I help clients optimize their profile. We discuss types of content to post, strategies to make your profile pop, and we're going to make sure that you are being visible, because the name of this game, the name of the job search game, is visibility. The more people that know who you are and what you are doing, the better off you're going to be. So that's where I help clients out. That's where I am an expert. I have just over 12 years experience doing it, and I am certified. So career coaches, for sure, they are job search experts. Who else might be an expert? Well, recruiters. What recruiters do is they match candidates with open roles at their clients, and sometimes that is going to be internal. Sometimes that will be for specific industries. In fact, every industry has a staffing agency that does whatever that is. The recruiters can help you with getting connected to job postings that you may not be able to find on your own. I always recommend that you work with some recruiters because, one, they already have the established relationship with the hiring managers, the companies that are hiring. If it's staffing or if it's internal, same. Like their customers are the other people in other departments, but they already have that relationship with them, so you don't have to go out and try to build it yourself. Yes, some are going to be better than others. Yes, some recruiters will post content on a pretty regular basis on LinkedIn, and I'm talking about just like a day in the life of the recruiter or things that they are looking for in the industry or even job postings. So recruiters can help you out with specific job search strategy. And some of them, again, are going to be better than others. Once again, make sure you're vetting the people that are trying to help you. And by the way, get registered with so I have a background in staffing. I was in staffing for 14 years. And with that, I'm going to say, get to know the recruiter and make sure that you're keeping the relationship alive. And also, too, register with multiple staffing companies because different companies are going to have different clients. And so, again, the more that you are top of mind, and by the way, with recruiters, you kind of need to stay up to date and not in their face, don't be in their face, but make sure that you are top of mind so that when jobs land and hit their desk, you're going to be the one they call. Chat is moving along. Good morning, Julie. Good morning, Richard. Julie asks, what's a good way to find recruiters to work with outside of LinkedIn? Great question, Julie. So one thing that I would probably do is look for an industry-specific recruiter. Julie, I've seen your content on LinkedIn. I know what you do. You're a trainer, right? So in your case, HR, there will be specific staffing companies that just staff for HR. I used to work for one. It's actually how I got my start in the industry. I worked for a specific HR staffing agency. So find those niche staffing companies, get in with, first what I would do is look at their website. Is there anything out there that you can apply to? If so, great, do it. Then pick up the phone and call them, introduce yourself, and tell them that, hey, I just applied to this job. If there's not anything that you apply to, for you specifically to apply to, oftentimes they'll have don't see a job to apply to, upload your resume. Same deal, upload your resume to the site, pick up the phone, call them, and introduce yourself. Start working the communication and building the relationship. And good morning, Jeffrey Moore. Okay. Who else is a job search expert? Resume writers. I told you I don't write resumes for people. I don't like it, but there will be some resume writers out there who are, really good at what they do. If you ask me, Jason, I need somebody to help me write my resume, I'm going to point you to a couple different people. But what they do is they will sit with you, they will go over your career story, and they will craft a resume to make sure that your application will stand out. That's the goal. And to make sure that it's also resume or applicant tracking software compliant. A lot of companies are going to use this software to basically weed out about 97% of the people that apply to the jobs. because it's a lot of people that will apply. There's a lot of talent in the market right now. In fact, there's actually more people looking for work than there are jobs. It's kind of getting better, but again, visibility is going to be key for you. Um, so, uh, Resume writers can help break down what you do and your achievement stories and kind of create a resume for you. Sorry, talking about the ATS, right? Okay, so the resume writer can help craft that resume for you so that it is will get by the software. Um, some are better than others. Also, too, that is going to cost. I always think it's a good idea to invest in your job search, right? Whether it's hiring a career coach or paying somebody to write your resume or paying dues for a specific networking group, it's a great idea to invest in your job search. In fact, the more you don't invest in a job search, probably the longer you're going to be unemployed. Just the facts. So, um, again, before you start moving through that process, make sure that you're doing your research and vetting the person. I do believe, I mean, you're going to get what you pay for, but if you're going to talk to a resume writer and pay somebody to write your resume for you, you better make sure that they have quantifiable results, right? Because they can charge up to a couple $1,000s to write your resume. If that's the case and that's what you're going to pay for, they better have, hey, I help this number of people get back to work with this type of service. So again, do your due diligence. Um, okay, other people that may be experts in job search would be HR professionals. Um, they often are experienced in hiring, and they know what employers are going to be looking for, and they've been on the other side of the process. So oftentimes you're going to have a HR generalist or a recruiter, even possibly a trainer, right? They may have some insight on industry, but also too like hiring processes, especially like the HR director. If it's a smaller company, they're probably going to be doing a lot of the recruiting themselves. This is the case where I work. Shout out to Ashley Leonard, who is our new HR director, and she does the recruiting here as well. So they can help with those kinds of things. Again, make sure you're vetting your source. I have a client who's in a specific industry, and she created a post on LinkedIn, and somebody jumped into her comments uh, wanting to add their 2 cents. They didn't ask if she wanted their advice; they just gave it. Now, was that somebody that we should listen to because that person was in HR? Maybe, maybe not. Also, I should probably mention because I thought about this a minute ago. Um, as far as tactics go for job search, I do believe that like everything works, but not everything is going to work for everybody. So if somebody is suggesting that you do something, again, make sure that they're fall in line with some of the categories that we're talking about today, and it's not some third cousin that you just barely see once a year, and they think that this is what you should be doing. But I do think that everything works, but just like not everything will work for everybody. Um, so, Chandra Thomas said the other ones are AI. Well, yes, Chandra. Actually, every version of applicant tracking software has some form of AI in it. AI is getting a big push, but AI is not new. It's been around since the 1950s. And good morning, Yolanda Chen. Always good to see you. So, who else is a job search expert? Well, look at some online influencers. Some of them, like Madeline Mann or JT O'Donnell. I've been following JT for over 10 years. They kind of know what they're talking about. They have a big following, and they will oftentimes do videos or other things that you can watch and pick up different tips and advice on job search. With that, it's always important, I think, to stay up to date and current on job search trends. Certainly, JT and Madeline Mann are. Is one of the reasons that one of the reasons I am effective, or even dare I say the best at what I do, is I am currently always keeping up with job search trends. Job search trends are going to change from year to year. That even includes how we do resumes. Like the sample resume that I tell clients, this is the format we should follow. I got that from a resume writer friend of mine. Like, you should talk, right? But and I will sometimes pop into live streams that other experts will have, and sometimes the guests that they have on the live stream they're still talking about things that they're teaching like back in 2020. Some of it's working and some of it doesn't, but you really should be up to date for sure. Online influencers, check them out. Not necessarily a job search influencer, but I like Gary Vaynerchuk. In fact, today's LinkedIn post was a Gary Vaynerchuk quote. And I quoted him again at the top of this hour. I also like Eric Thomas, both motivational, both keep me pumped up and ready to go. Those are the people that you should be paying attention to in your job search. Is career coaches, recruiters, resume writers, HR professionals, and online influencers. Again, vet your people, but it's a great idea to check out somebody to help you out with your job search. Quick few points of business. So today, if you are in the DFW area, I will be doing a presentation at the Workforce in Plano. That's 1101 Resource Drive, Plano 75074, I believe. It will be 5:30 to 6:30, and I will be presenting on job search and social media. So you might want to swing by and check that out. Also, too, we have a virtual practice interview program, which we do every Tuesday at 1 o'clock Central. I have 7 people on the team. What will happen is I will put you and an interviewer into a breakout room. They will interview you for 30 minutes. Then there will be 15 minutes of feedback. Then at the end of the week, they will email me a feedback form. I will have something in my hand. You will have something in your hand. I've had a lot of caffeine today. A lot of coffee. Cheers. You'll have something in your hand, tangible, that look at things that you might want to improve upon. And there's 7 people on the team. That's 7 different practice interviews that you can go to. The one misstep I see most job hunters make is they don't put enough practice into the interview. So make sure that you are practicing your interview. If that sounds good, if you were like, Jason, how do I get to that? That sounds awesome. It is awesome. You can email me, J Hopper, the letter J, Hopper, HOPPER at jfsdallas.org. Put practice interview in the subject line. I'm going to need your resume and also a job title that you would like to interview for. We are full up today. Next week, I got 3 spots available. I suspect they will go very quickly. So if you want to participate in a practice interview, and I think definitely should, email me, jhopper at jfsdallas.org, and I will get you and reserve your spot. Okay, so next week. Thank you, Julie. Julie said that the virtual interviews are great, and I agree. Next week, so this is obviously a fairly short episode. I don't have anybody to bounce ideas off of today. But next week, our Senior Director of Career and Financial Services, Jill Tokamoto, will be here, and we will be talking about the hidden reason for the job search. Because whether you know it or not, there is a hidden reason why you're in that seat. So come back and see us next week. In the meantime, this has been Caffeinate Your Career for this week. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. Bye.